Wonderful. So our first map here will be Northern Fjords. Northern Fjords, a very wide map stretching from west to east. Very rocky, icy spires jutting out from all edges of the map that definitely favor a longer range style of combat, providing good hard cover. However, there are plenty of little flanking routes and smaller routes that a flanking based ship, such as squid, goldfish, and other faster time ships, can get in close, close that distance, and do some serious damage up close. That music got loud, didn't it? Why? Alright, anyway, starting off for the first team, red team, we have the Narwhal. It is a Hwacha fish packing Hwacha on front, Gatling on starboard side, and a flamer on port. Ship number 2 is the Imperial Moth. It is a Pyramidian packing a Gatling on front, mortar on top left, and then flamer flare on its side. Ship number 3 is the Der Nicker. It is another goldfish packing Hwacha on front and 2 Gatlings on either side. Ship number 4, and last but not least, is the Skid. It is a squid. It's a standard kill squid with Gatling on front, Banshee on side, and another Gatling on stern. And kicking off here, it looks like blue team took off the western spawn here, quickly moving up to the center of the map, taking the hard cover of the mountain, while Narwhal and Imperial Moth get below the battleship here. Neither ship has had spots, or sorry, the squid was spotted here for just a short while. Imperial Moth breaking that spot as they got behind cover. It looks like the squid is just trying to get a little bit of line of sight on these enemies. They don't want to go charging in and do anything a bit too hasty just yet. And the Imperial Moth has been spotted. The Skid is now going to pull back just a bit, accelerating forward and getting the Narwhal in sight. The red team has split up their ships, one low, one high. The Der Nicker coming below the icy rock spire, jutting out from the center of the map, going to come in and focus fire with the Skids. Imperial Moth and Narwhal coming in as a Hwacha goes out, going a little bit of wide. Half the magazine emptied there, and second half of the magazine empty as well. Neither Hwachas have been traded back and forth or made significant damage. Skid backing up as the Imperial Moth now moves in with Gatling and mortar. Der Nicker backing up. Skid moving in to get some attention off of them. Gatling going in as well, doing some damage to the hull armor, but no significant break just yet. We will see that shortly here as Skid tries to get in a blind spot of the Imperial Moth. However, attention on red has turned towards the squid. A Hwacha goes in, getting a little bit of damage onto the hull and armor. As armor goes down on the squid, Narwhal now focusing on the Der Nicker as the Der Nicker and Skid focus down the Imperial Moth. Armor break on the Skid once again, but no explosives to follow it up, doing no more than 1 to 2% of damage. A good Hwacha goes out against the Narwhal, getting a effective break there on just about all the guns and engines there. Der Nicker now focusing on the Imperial Moth as Skid gets another armor break on themselves, though only 1 explosive was able to follow up, bringing them down to about 90% of their maximum health. Imperial Moth now moving in as well on the Der Nicker, which loses armor. Mortars go in, doing only a minimal amount of damage as those Der Nicker engineers got that hull up fast as you like. Narwhal losing armor as well to the Skid as Banshee move in as well, getting a bit of damage. A good disable across the deck of the Imperial Moth by the Der Nicker. Oh boy, this is going to be a long SES. Unfortunately for all of you, I am the only one today. I'm not going to name names, but my co-caster bailed on me for reasons completely understandable. In the meantime, the Der Nicker getting battered by the Imperial Moth. Armor break there. Lucky Hwacha comes in to save the Der Nicker just in time as the Imperial Moth continues to close the distance. Mortar went in on an exposed hull. Der Nicker down to about 20% of its maximum health, getting a very good disable there. However, Gatling is going to break that Hwacha, not give them the chance to recover. Control build versus aggressive build. That Narwhal is giving a very good cover to the Imperial Moth, getting a clear deck disable on all engines of the Skid. However, Skid keeping its guns online and guns in arc, getting good damage on the Imperial Moth, bringing it down to 50% of its maximum health. Skid losing armor, but comes up quick, natural to that squid armor, and very good engineers. A first kill awarded to the blue team there. Der Nicker's finishing up on the Hwacha, with Skid getting the Gatling break on the armor. Narwhal now backing down after it lays down a good Hwacha blast, on the Der Nicker, getting a bit of a disable, but nothing significant that the engineers can't repair. Skid gonna move over the rock right now, get the attention of the Narwhal, spotted now as cloud covers the Narwhal's escape. However, the Skid does know where they are. Black trails trailing from those engines going to give them a very good spot in reference Skid now going to try and push up, get that Gatling into range, do a little bit of damage. However, Hwacha goes in, getting a couple of engines and just some damage there, but nothing significant. Narwhal singled out here as the Skid attempts to dodge and be a distraction, while the Dare Knickers recovers from its recent combat, left at only 20% of its maximum health, moving in now to support the Skid, which is taking a bit of damage from Gatling, however, dealing just as much out. Banshee goes in against an exposed hull. I'm having fun now. Skid now taking significant damage on an exposed hull from Gatling from the Narwhal, and Hwacha getting a good amount of hit into the armor. Skid now at about 60%, Dare Knickers down to about 20, 25%, maybe 15%. Kind of hard to tell without reference. Right there we have the Narwhal getting a bit of damage into themselves, getting Gatling by the Dare Knicker. Skid now attempting to recover as the Imperial Moth now moves in, getting a charge on the Dare Knicker. Gatling going in. Dare Knicker in a not very good position here, trying to back out, keep themselves covered as Flame goes on the Skid. Looks like the Pyramidion is now just shifted focus of the blue team, despite having come in, given very good cover to the Narwhal. Imperial Moth now more pressing in on the Dare Knicker as well. Looks like Red really wants to finish off this blue goldfish right here. Dare Knicker down to just 10%, maybe 5% of his maximum health. A ram there popping that balloon, pushing them farther away from the Squid. But the Squid, however, getting very good Gatling and Banshee onto the Narwhal. Can they manage to make a kill and then move back to protect their ally? Skid taking a bit of damage there, armor break, but nothing significant to the armor yet. Banshee goes in, however, not able to finish up in time. Imperial Moth committing to the Dare Knickers and getting a very good kill there, 1-to-1 all around, as the Narwhal is now singled out against the Squid. Imperial Moth taking no damage, however, in the recent engagement. A very good play on their part. A very good extension coming back in to support their ally. However, Red is in the hornet's nest here of blue spawn. Squid just needs to hold on for as long as they can until that Goldfish can respawn. Goldfish re-joining the engagement, however. Mortars going in, getting a little bit of damage into the Squid. Nothing significant as that armor does come up just in time. Imperial Moth giving chase, however, the Squid is doing its best to bob and weave, trying to get higher into the cloud cover as Goldfish has respawned. Dare Knickers coming in to support their Squid ally. Another armor break on the Squid, but nothing explosive to finish it up. Squid down to about 45% of its maximum health. A good Hwacha clears the deck of the Imperial Moth's guns. However, Narwhal trades back with another Hwacha, getting just about enough to really damage that Hwacha, not enough to kill it, however. Gatling fire following up to get a little bit more damage onto the Dare Knicker, though nothing significant just yet. Skid and Dare Knicker focusing on the Narwhal as the Dare Knicker and Skid blow right past the Imperial Moth. Imperial Moth gets a very lucky raise up. However, the Dare Knicker's Hwacha does follow up, well-timed with the Skid's Gatling fire. Imperial Moth now soloed against two blue ships. Dare Knickers came off this engagement, still factory new, very little to no damage on its hull. Imperial Moth still undamaged, however, that seems to be changing as Gatling goes in from the Skid and a Hwacha burst just about completely finishes off the red Pyramidion there. Blue team 3-1. Dare Knickers still factory new there with a perfectly filled health. Skid down about 45% of its maximum health. Going to move forward and extend its reach. See if we can get the spot on the red Goldfish before the red Pyramidion can respawn. I can't remember names for the love of God. The Narwhal and the Imperial Moth. Skid having a hard time in recent engagements with a bit of its balloon health. Pyramidion did a great job getting some rams into the balloon on the Dare Knicker and isolating them, though the Skid has been having a hard time keeping their balloon up, using the vertical velocity and acceleration to their advantage. They have taken a lot of damage in the recent engagement. They will be at a bit of a disadvantage. Femi Ramoth. Y'all should know I, at this point, read at a third grade level. I'm an engineer. I do math. I can't spell for my life. Yeah, y'all need to have ship names like dog, cats. Just basic. Anyways, we have the Moth right now moving up a little bit ahead of the Narwhal. Narwhal plushed back a little bit. Looks like they want to let that Pyramidion go in first. They do know blue is behind that mountain. They did get a little bit of sight on the Skid. Skid now in view of the two ships, though no spot has gone out just yet. Narwhal concealed behind some clouds. No spot on them yet, though the Moth pressing up now to move on the Dare Knickers as the Skid is now spotted as well. Blocked out, however, by the Ethereal Moth and the mountain ahead of them. Dare Knickers dropping See if they can get some good cover there. Skid gonna turn around to engage the Moth. However, the Narwhal comes out and is spotted by the Skid as well. Both teams pressing on the Skid there, trying to get some good damage in. Dare Nicker's gonna press onto the Narwhal, though getting a bump onto the Moth. No significant damage on the Moth, but they did lose their balloon here by the Dare Nickers. The Moth coming in with Flamer, try to get some damage there. Looks like focus has shifted to the Dare Nickers, though the Narwhal gonna commit to the Skid. Watch it goes in. Good damage against a couple of the engines. However, Skid manages to dodge a little bit of it, saving some of their engines and maintaining some mobility. Moth now the focus fire of the whole blue team. Banshee going in again from the Squid against the Moth. Damage good, effective, 20% off the health right there, 80%. Dare Nickers turning around to get a Hwacha in arc, timed well if they can with an armor break. However, their ram against the Skid, their own teammate, knocks their Squid out of arc of its Gatling, cannot continue up to follow with any damage. Skid now trying to move up, get out of this gunfight right now, trying to get its engines back online. Still got its main engines, but turnings are down, smoke all over the place. Skid down to about 35% of his maximum health and dropping down to about 30% with a Gatling break, though no significant damage to follow up as armor comes back up as mortars connect. Dare Nicker's got to move in now, get a Hwacha across the deck if that Gatling doesn't break it in time. Narwhal a little bit backed out of the fight. Inferial still, I keep saying Inferial. That's the name of one of my ships for a while there. The Skid now moving in on the Moth. An armor break as well. Banshee following up, bringing down the Moth to just about 20-25% of its maximum health. Narwhal going to try and push the Skid out of arc if it can. However, Skid drops as fast as it can. Balloon damage significant from a Narwhal's ram there. Not going to allow the Skid to move very much. They are very much locked in place. A Hwacha is going to try and follow up on the Skid. However, Skid committing to an attack on the Moth. They know they're probably going to go down here. Hwacha clears the deck of that Squid. However, they managed to hold on by just a thread. They know they can't maintain this for long. Gatling might even bring them down here. They do. Narwhal getting the kill there, balancing out a match. 3-2 there with a kill Blue is the kill advantage, my mistake. Dare Nicker trying to move up, still having full health on that, but not for long as Gatling of the Moth breaks that armor. Narwhal following up with a well-timed Hwacha break, taking the Dare Nicker down to about taking down about 30% of their maximum health, down to about 70 total. Looks like this Goldfish is going to try and run, however, with its engines exposed. Narwhal reloading that Hwacha, not going to be able to keep up that speed. Hwacha disables engines across the board. Armor break by the Pyramidion, followed up by a couple of mortars that just went wide. No significant damage there yet. However, Dare Nicker taking damage over time. Down to about 50% of the maximum health. A ram there by the Narwhal takes them down, and the Skid now moved into Sister Ally 3-3 and not in a good position. They need to get the heck out of here. Timer with 10 minutes left. Blue with the kill advantage currently. They are going to try and just back up for now. Get back to their ally. Wait for them to respawn. Narwhal and Moth pressing, however. Going to try and keep the pressure up. Gatling and Hwacha go in, though balloon blocked by the Skid. They are backing up as fast as they can. Buffs on those engines are moving hard, though no buffs on the turnings. They are at a severe speed disadvantage right now from the Squid could probably be doing. Gatling fire, laying a little bit of cover fire, but no significant damage as yet. Slightly out of range, high weapon spread with Lesmark there. Looks like the Dare Nicker has respawned, however, coming back into combat. I just want to turn that music down. I got loud in my ears. The Skid right now backing behind the mountain. No significant damage on that, so it looks like the blue team coming right off the factory floor with two fresh new ships. Narwhal undamaged as well. However, the Moth has taken significant damage in the last two engagements. They are down to about 20%, 15% of their maximum health. They are going to have to allow the Narwhal to take point here, moving up, taking a southern route through Corridor B. Skid now also taking a right path, trying to come below some of the rock face here. Narwhal on a collision course now with the Dare Nicker. Both ships unspotted as of now as soft cover just split to two. Clouds part, however. The Narwhal gets a spot on the Dare Nicker as the Skid is very far from combat, however. If the red team can press on the Dare Nicker quickly here, they might get a kill. Skid, however, accelerating fast as Squids do, getting back into combat, and a very good jump on the Moth. Looks like the blue team is going to focus on that Moth now as Gatling goes against the Moth. Skid getting a good armor break. Dare Nicker, however, taking a little bit of damage themselves. No, there goes an armor break by the Squid Dare Nicker combination with a Hwacha to finish it all up. Blue 4-3 with the Narwhal still at full health, however at a severe disadvantage. They are alone here. Final kill here. If the Dernicker and Skid can make this kill, the first match will be theirs. Narwhal attempting to run, however, exposing those engines, getting a flamer in there if they can. However, watch it breaks just about all the engines on that ship. Main engine still, nope, there it goes. Down goes the main engine and all turning engines on the Narwhal, giving the Skid the chance to catch up and get an armor break. Banshee following up, getting a little bit of damage in, but armor comes back up. It didn't seem like that that carousel was... Oh, but good damage. Very poor move by the Skid, moving right into arc of the Narwhal, right into the front of their ship, getting significant damage, taking about 60%. However, their Nicker follows up with their own Hwacha, getting a disable across the board of their engines and guns. Narwhal taking a bit of damage, though that Pyramidion is not far off. They are hustling their butts to get back here as soon as they can. Not out of range just yet. However, Narwhal taking significant damage from armor break by the Squid and finish off by the blue team. Congratulations and happy birthday to both teams. Well fought on both sides. A very good follow-up to some damage there. Both teams working well together. Squid Goldfish combination working great there for the blue team, keeping in tight formation. Squid with a final move, getting the chance to get the jump on that Pyramidion. A very good opportunity for them to move in and get the kill they needed to turn this to their kill advantage. Congratulations to them, and we will be back shortly with the second match of the SES.